What's going on, guys? This is my 2008 BMW 1M clone, and I just wanted to make a video today kind of telling you guys what I've done to this car, where you can get all the pieces you'll need for the 1M wide body, and what I plan to do with it in the future. So one of the first things that you will need is these 1M front fenders. So I got both of these actually from my BMW dealership, and for both of them it was $740. You'll also need the 1M front bumper, and I also got that from my local BMW dealership, and the front bumper was $850. Also, you will need the headlight brackets to fit the front bumper, and these lower air ducts. So next is the side skirts. So these are the OEM 1M side skirts. I got these also from my BMW dealership, and the side skirts were $630. So the next thing that I did is the rear fender flares. These are not OEM. It's pretty much the only thing that I did that isn't OEM, and these are J flares. So basically just riveted the flares on their exact OEM 1M spec, and then I had my body shop guy mold them to the body and everything, and I'm really happy with how they came out. It looks really good. It looks identical to factory. So the fender flares were $500, and then my body guy just molded them in. I can't remember exactly what he charged me, and it'll vary obviously, depending on the shop, but pretty much like $1,500, $2,000 to mold the fenders in. So next is the OEM 1M rear bumper, and that I also got from my BMW dealership, and that was $760. So we also have the OEM 1M rear diffuser, and the diffuser is $200, and I think I just ended up getting that from ECS Tuning. It's a pretty easy part to find. As you guys can see, I also have a true dual quad tip exhaust. I had that custom made, and it was $1,400 I think around for that. It's a lot of work, but the quality was really good, and I'm super happy with how it came out. So next I did these BBS RK2 three-piece wheels. I'm really happy with how these wheels look. I think they're probably one of the best looking wheels for these cars in my opinion. They're 19 by 9.5 in the front, 19 by 10.5 in the rear, and they just look really aggressive, especially the rear with the bigger lip. It just really accents the wide body on the car. And yeah, I'm not going to give the price out on these. If you know, you know. I didn't buy them new. I got them used, and I got them for a really good price, but brand new they are pretty expensive. So obviously all the prices I mentioned for the wide body kit was unpainted. So basically, just to give you an idea how much you're looking for just the pieces without paint or any body work, you're pretty much looking at like $5,000 for all the parts. And obviously to paint everything, that depends on the body shop you go to, but it can get pretty costly. After paint and everything, I would say on average you're probably looking at $10,000 or more. $10,000 kind of being on the cheaper side. So just so you guys kind of know, if you're planning on doing this to your car, how much you're really looking at realistically. So also I did some interior things to the car. So I did the OEM 1M steering wheel. I also did the gauge cluster, the Alcantara hood gauge, the dash trim with the orange stitching that came in the 1M, and the shift boot and the e-brake as well. as you guys can see, I do have Recaro pole position ABEs with the Alcantara inserts. I really love these seats. They're super comfortable actually for being a pole position seat, and they just really hug you. They feel awesome going into corners. Definitely a big fan of them. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered basically everything that I've done to the car so far, and I do have a lot that I still want to do to it. I do have a set of Euro spec LCI headlights. I've really been trying to put them in for a long time, but apparently it's just really hard with the wiring for the swap from halogen to the LCI LEDs. We'll eventually figure it out though. I also want to do a carbon fiber roof, and the biggest thing is I do want to do a motor swap eventually in this car. What it would be, I don't know. Ideally, I would like to do an S65. I've been talking to some people that have done it, and it is very expensive. I think an S54 in this car would be really cool as well. The only thing I just didn't like about the real 1Ms were that they didn't put a real M motor in it. So I think it would be really cool to put an S motor in this car, whether it's S54 or S65. I just think that would be really awesome. So that's what I have planned for it. The motor swap would be, you know, somewhere really far down the road because it's pretty expensive. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions on where to get some of these parts, if you're interested in doing the 1M wide body to your car, just send me a message and I'll try to help you out. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.